James had always been proud of his healthy eating habits, even after his Parkinson's diagnosis. 5 years ago, he made sure to start every day with a protein shake packed with whey protein. He snacked on cheese throughout the day, thinking the calcium was good for his bones. He drank diet soda to avoid sugar, and he never missed his daily glass of grapefruit juice, which he believed was loaded with vitamin C and antioxidants. His doctors had told him to eat healthy, and in his mind, he was doing exactly that. But here is what nobody told James. Every single one of these so-called healthy choices was actively making his Parkinson's worse. The protein shakes were blocking his medication from working. The cheese was accelerating neurodegeneration. The diet soda contained chemicals toxic to his already vulnerable dopamine neurons, and the grapefruit juice was dangerously interfering with how his body metabolized his medications over the course of 2 years. James watched his symptoms progress rapidly. Tremors intensified, his cognitive function declined, and he developed severe motor fluctuations where he would swing from completely frozen to moving fairly well and back again multiple times per day. His neurologist kept increasing his medication doses, but nothing seemed to help. James felt like he was losing the battle against Parkinson's, and he was terrified about his future. Then, during a comprehensive nutrition consultation, we discovered the truth. It was not that his Parkinson's was progressing. Unusually fast it was that his daily food choices were literally poisoning his dopamine neurons, interfering with his medications, and accelerating the disease process. And the most frustrating part was that he had been trying so hard to eat healthy. He just did not know that foods considered healthy for the general population can be devastating for someone with Parkinson's today. I am going to reveal the complete list of forbidden foods for Parkinson's. These are foods that scientific research has directly linked to worsening symptoms, faster disease progression, medication interference, and accelerated neurodegeneration. But I am not just going to tell you what to avoid, because that would leave you feeling restricted and confused about what you can eat. Instead, I am going to give you specific, delicious alternatives for every single forbidden food, so you know exactly what to eat instead, to support your brain health, maximize your medication effectiveness, and potentially slow disease progression. Imagine having a clear roadmap that tells you exactly what to put on your plate at every meal, knowing with confidence that your food choices are helping, not hurting your Parkinson's. Imagine your symptoms stabilizing or even improving because you have eliminated the dietary toxins that were accelerating neurodegeneration. And imagine your medications working consistently and predictably because you are no longer eating foods that block their absorption. That is exactly what we are going to achieve. Today, by the end of this video, you will have a complete understanding of which foods to eliminate and, more importantly, what to eat instead, so you can start supporting your brain health with every single meal starting today. Before we dive into the specific forbidden foods and their replacements, I would love to know where you are watching from and what is the one food you are most worried about having to give up. Leave a comment below with your location and that one food you love, because I promise we are going to find you a satisfying alternative that supports your health instead of harming it. Now let us start with the first category of absolutely forbidden foods for Parkinson's, and these might be in your kitchen right now. The first category of completely forbidden foods for people with Parkinson's is grapefruit and grapefruit juice. And this one surprises almost everyone, because grapefruit is marketed as a superfood packed with vitamin C and antioxidants. But for people taking Parkinson's medications, grapefruit can be downright dangerous. Here is why grapefruit and grapefruit juice contain compounds called furanocoumarins, which powerfully inhibit an enzyme in your liver called CYP3A4. This enzyme is responsible for breaking down and metabolizing many medications, including several commonly prescribed Parkinson's drugs. When you consume grapefruit, these furanocoumarins block the CYP3A4 enzyme, which means your medications are not broken down normally. Instead, they accumulate in your bloodstream, reaching much higher levels than intended. This might sound like a good thing, like you are getting more medication for your money, but it is actually extremely dangerous because medication levels become unpredictable and can reach toxic levels. Research published in the journal Clinical Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that drinking just 1 8-ounce glass of grapefruit juice can increase blood levels of certain medications by 200 to 300%, and this effect can last for 24 hours or longer, which means even if you drink grapefruit juice in the morning, it is still affecting your evening medication metabolism. The Parkinson's medications most affected by grapefruit include certain MAO-B inhibitors, dopamine agonists, and medications used to treat Parkinson's-related symptoms, like blood pressure medications and psychiatric medications. But here is the problem. Even if you are not currently taking a medication that interacts with grapefruit, your medication regimen will likely change over time as Parkinson's progresses, and you might be prescribed a medication with grapefruit interactions in the future. So the safest approach is to eliminate grapefruit entirely from your diet. Now, what should you eat instead? If you love citrus fruits and want the vitamin C and antioxidants, excellent alternatives include oranges, which do not have the same enzyme-inhibiting compounds as grapefruit, tangerines, and clementines, which are sweet and easy to peel. Lemons and limes, which you can add to water or use in cooking, and other vitamin C, rich fruits like strawberries, kiwi, pineapple, and papaya. All of these provide excellent nutrition without the dangerous medication interactions. One of my patients, named Rebecca, had been drinking grapefruit juice every morning for 15 years, including the 5 years since her Parkinson's diagnosis. She took rasagiline, which is an MAO-B inhibitor, and her medication seemed to work erratically. Some days, she felt great, and other days she experienced severe side effects like dizziness and nausea. When we eliminated the grapefruit juice from her diet, her medication response stabilized completely within 1 week. The unpredictable side effects disappeared, and her symptom control became consistent. She was shocked that something as simple as switching from grapefruit juice to orange juice made such a dramatic difference. Now let us talk about the second category of forbidden foods, and this is a big one that affects what most people eat at every single meal. The second category of forbidden foods is processed and cured meats, and this includes bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats like turkey, ham, and salami pepperoni, beef jerky, and any meat that has been smoked, cured, or preserved with chemicals. I know this is difficult to hear because these are convenient staples in the American diet, but the evidence is overwhelming. These foods accelerate Parkinson's progression and worsen symptoms through multiple mechanisms. First, processed meats contain extremely high levels of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which are toxic compounds that form when proteins and fats are exposed to high heat during processing, smoking, or curing. These AGEs create massive oxidative stress and inflammation throughout the body, and particularly in the brain. Research shows that AGEs directly damage neurons and accelerate neurodegenerative diseases. A study published in the journal Nutrients in 2021 found that people who consumed processed meats 4 or more times per week had AGE levels in their blood that were 73% higher than people who avoided processed meats. And these elevated AGE levels correlated directly with markers of neuroinflammation and oxidative stress. Second, processed meats contain high levels of sodium nitrites and sodium nitrates, which are preservatives used to maintain color and prevent bacterial growth. These compounds can be converted in the body into nitrosamines, which are known neurotoxins that damage dopamine, producing neurons. Research from the Mayo Clinic found that regular consumption of nitrite-containing processed meats was associated with a 54% increased risk of developing Parkinson's, and for people who already have Parkinson's, continued consumption was linked to significantly faster symptom progression. Third, processed meats are typically very high in saturated fats and omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is one of the key drivers of Parkinson's progression, so eating foods that fuel inflammation is counterproductive to managing the disease. Fourth, many processed meats contain hidden ingredients like MSG, hydrolyzed proteins, and other flavor enhancers that are excitotoxins, meaning they overstimulate neurons, causing them to die. These additives are particularly dangerous for people with Parkinson's, whose dopamine neurons are already vulnerable and dying. So what should you eat instead? If you love the convenience and savory flavor of processed meats, here are excellent alternatives. Fresh, unprocessed poultry like roasted chicken breast or turkey breast that you cook yourself and slice for sandwiches. This gives you the convenience of deli meat without the toxic preservatives. Wild-caught salmon, which provides high-quality protein plus anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids that actually protect brain health. Organic grass-fed beef in moderation, cooked at lower temperatures to minimize age formation, but limited to once per week or less. plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, chickpeas, and tofu, which provide protein without any of the harmful compounds found in processed meats. Tempeh, which is fermented soybeans that has a meaty texture and savory flavor perfect for sandwiches and stir-fries. And if you absolutely must have something that resembles deli meat, look for organic nitrate-free options from companies that use only celery powder as a natural preservative, though. Even these should be limited. One of my patients named Michael had been eating turkey sandwiches with deli meat for lunch every single day for years. His tremors were severe and getting progressively worse, and he had developed significant cognitive decline. When we eliminated the processed deli meat and switched him to sandwiches made with freshly roasted chicken breast that he prepared on Sundays for the week, his tremor intensity decreased by approximately 35% within just 4 weeks. His mental clarity improved noticeably, and his wife reported that he seemed sharper and more present than he had been in over a year. The third category of forbidden foods is one that many people consume multiple times per day without realizing the neurological damage it causes. The third category of absolutely forbidden foods for Parkinson's is artificial sweeteners, particularly aspartame, which is found in diet sodas, sugar-free gum, sugar-free candies, sugar-free yogurt, and thousands of other products marketed as healthy, low-calorie alternatives. Aspartame is an excitotoxin that breaks down in the body into several compounds, including aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methanol, which then converts to formaldehyde. All of these breakdown products are potentially neurotoxic and can damage brain cells. Research on aspartame and neurological health has raised serious concerns, particularly for people with existing neurological conditions. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that aspartame consumption was associated with increased oxidative stress in the brain, elevated levels of inflammatory markers, and changes in neurotransmitter function, all of which are particularly problematic for Parkinson's patients whose brains are already under severe oxidative stress. But the evidence gets even more concerning. Research from Boston University found that people who consumed diet sodas daily had nearly 3 times the risk of developing stroke and dementia, compared to people who did not consume artificial sweeteners. And while this research was not specific to Parkinson's, it clearly demonstrates that these compounds affect brain health negatively. Other artificial sweeteners like sucralose, which is Splenda, and saccharin, which is sweet and low, also have concerning research, though the evidence is not as extensive as it is for aspartame. The safest approach is to avoid all artificial sweeteners and reduce your overall preference for sweet tastes. So what should you use instead if you need sweetness in your coffee, tea, or foods? Here are the safest alternatives. Stevia, which is a natural plant-based sweetener that does not appear to have the neurotoxic effects of artificial sweeteners. Use pure stevia extract, not products that combine stevia with other artificial sweeteners. Monk fruit sweetener, which is another natural option that is very sweet with no bitter aftertaste and no apparent neurotoxic effects. Small amounts of raw honey, which contains beneficial antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, though it does contain sugar, so use it sparingly. Pure maple syrup in small amounts, which also provides some minerals and antioxidants along with sweetness, or better yet, gradually reduce all sweeteners and let your taste buds adjust to less sweet foods and beverages. Most people find that within 2 to 3 weeks their taste preferences shift and they no longer crave intense sweetness. One of my patients named Patricia was drinking 4 to die 5 cans of diet soda every single day, thinking she was making a healthy choice by avoiding sugar. She had severe cognitive symptoms, including confusion, memory problems, and difficulty finding words, which her neurologist attributed to Parkinson's disease progression. When we eliminated all artificial sweeteners from her diet and replaced her diet sodas with flavored sparkling water with a splash of fruit juice, her cognitive function improved dramatically within 6 weeks. Her mental fog lifted. She could find words easily again. Her memory improved noticeably, and she reported feeling mentally sharp for the first time in years. Her family was amazed by the transformation, and Patricia was angry that nobody had told her about the connection between artificial sweeteners and her cognitive symptoms years earlier. Now let us talk about the 4th category of forbidden foods. And this one involves a beverage that millions of people consider essential to their daily routine. Before we continue, I want to pause and ask you something important that could help you make lasting changes. What is your biggest challenge when it comes to changing your diet? Is it that you do not know what to cook, or that you are too fatigued to prepare meals? Or maybe you eat out frequently and struggle with restaurant choices. Or perhaps you live with family members who do not want to change their eating habits. Share your biggest obstacle in the comments below, because when you name your specific challenge, you are much more likely to find solutions. And when you share your struggle, you will discover that many others in our community face the exact same issue. And together we can brainstorm practical strategies that work in real life. Remember, sustainable change happens when we address real obstacles, not when we just have a list of rules. So share your challenge below and let us problem solve together. Now let us continue with the fourth category of forbidden foods, which might be the hardest for many people to eliminate. The fourth category of forbidden foods for Parkinson's is alcohol. And I know this is difficult because many people enjoy having a glass of wine with dinner or a beer while socializing, and moderate alcohol consumption is often portrayed as part of a healthy lifestyle. But when it comes to Parkinson's, the evidence is clear. Alcohol accelerates disease progression, worsens symptoms, and should be eliminated or drastically reduced. Let me explain the multiple mechanisms by which alcohol harms. People with Parkinson's first alcohol is directly neurotoxic, meaning it kills brain cells, including the dopamine-producing neurons in the substantia nigra that are already dying in Parkinson's. Every time you drink alcohol, it crosses the blood-brain barrier within minutes and begins damaging neurons. Chronic alcohol exposure, even at moderate levels, accelerates the death of these critical dopamine neurons. Research published in the journal Alcoholism, Clinical and Experimental Research found that even moderate alcohol consumption, 2 to 3 drinks per day, was associated with accelerated brain atrophy and faster cognitive decline in people with neurodegenerative diseases. Second, alcohol dramatically increases oxidative stress throughout the body, and particularly in the brain. When your liver metabolizes alcohol, it produces toxic byproducts, including acetaldehyde and reactive oxygen species that damage cellular structures, including DNA proteins and cell membranes. Parkinson's patients already have excessive oxidative stress. Adding more through alcohol is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Third, alcohol severely disrupts sleep architecture, preventing the deep restorative sleep stages that are essential for brain repair. And cellular cleanup sleep is when your brain clears out toxic proteins and repairs damage from the day. Alcohol might help you fall asleep initially, but it fragments your sleep throughout the night, prevents deep sleep and REM sleep, and leaves you with poor quality sleep that does not provide the restoration your brain desperately needs. Fourth, alcohol interferes with the effectiveness of Parkinson's medications and can cause dangerous interactions with certain drugs, particularly MAO-B inhibitors and some dopamine agonists. Alcohol can either increase or decrease medication levels, unpredictably making symptom control very difficult. Fifth, alcohol consumption is strongly associated with faster cognitive decline in Parkinson's patients. A landmark study from Columbia University followed 800 Parkinson's patients for 5 years and found that those who consumed 4 or more alcoholic drinks per week had cognitive decline that progressed 72% faster than patients who abstained from alcohol completely. Sixth, alcohol impairs balance, coordination, and judgment, all of which are already compromised in Parkinson's. This dramatically increases fall risk, which is already a major concern for people with Parkinson's. Even a single drink can significantly worsen gait problems and increase the likelihood of dangerous falls. Seventh, alcohol damages gut health, killing beneficial bacteria and promoting the growth of harmful bacteria that produce inflammatory compounds. We now know that gut health is intimately connected to Parkinson's progression through the gut-brain axis. So damaging your microbiome with alcohol accelerates disease progression. So what should you drink instead if you enjoy having a beverage to relax in the evening or during social occasions? Here are excellent alternatives. Herbal teas, particularly those with calming properties like chamomile, lavender, or passion flower, which can help you relax without any neurotoxic effects. Sparkling water with a splash of fruit juice and fresh herbs like mint or basil, which feels special and festive like a cocktail kombucha, which is fermented tea that provides beneficial probiotics for gut health. Plus, it has a slightly tangy, complex flavor that some people find satisfying. As an alcohol replacement, fresh vegetable juices like carrot ginger or beet juice, which provide powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that actually support brain health. Golden milk, which is warm milk, or non-dairy milk, with turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and a touch of honey. This is anti-inflammatory soothing and perfect for evening relaxation or mocktails made with fresh fruits, herbs, and sparkling water that give you the ritual and social aspect of having a drink without any of the harmful effects. One of my patients named David had been having 2 glasses of whiskey every single evening for 20 years, including the 6 years since his Parkinson's diagnosis. He thought it helped him relax and sleep better, but his balance was terrible. He was falling frequently. His cognitive function was declining rapidly, and his sleep was actually poor. Despite thinking the alcohol helped when he eliminated alcohol completely, his improvements were remarkable. Within 2 weeks, his balance improved noticeably, and he stopped falling within 1 month. His sleep quality increased dramatically. He woke feeling genuinely rested. For the first time in years and over 3 months, his cognitive function improved so significantly that his family said it was like having the old David back. He was sharper, more present, and more like himself than he had been in years. Now let us discuss the 5th category of forbidden foods. And this category includes staples that are in most people's kitchens, right? Now the 5th category of forbidden foods for Parkinson's is refined vegetable oils, particularly soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, and vegetable oil blends. These oils are in almost everything from salad dressings to mayonnaise to packaged snacks to restaurant foods, and most people have no idea how inflammatory and damaging they are. Here is why these oils are so problematic for Parkinson's. First, refined vegetable oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids and very low in omega-3 fatty acids, creating a severely imbalanced ratio. The ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio for health is somewhere between 1:1 and 4:1. But the typical American diet provides a ratio of 15:1 or even 20:1, largely due to the excessive consumption of vegetable oils. This imbalance promotes chronic inflammation throughout the body, including in the brain, and neuroinflammation is one of the primary drivers of Parkinson's progression. Research, published in the journal Neurology, found that people with higher omega-6 to omega-3 ratios had significantly higher levels of inflammatory markers in their cerebrospinal fluid and faster rates of neurodegeneration. Second, most vegetable oils undergo extensive processing involving high heat chemical extraction with hexane bleaching and deodorizing. This processing creates oxidized fats and trans fats, even in oils that are labeled as trans fat-free. These oxidized fats generate free radicals in your body, contributing to the oxidative stress that damages neurons. Third, when you cook with these oils at high temperatures, they break down further, creating even more toxic compounds, including aldehydes, which are known to be neurotoxic and carcinogenic. Fourth, many vegetable oils are derived from genetically modified crops that have been heavily sprayed with pesticides like glyphosate. Residues of these pesticides remain in the oil, and when consumed regularly can contribute to neurological damage. So what should you use? Instead, if you need oils for cooking or dressings, here are the healthiest alternatives: extra virgin olive oil, which is rich in anti-inflammatory compounds including oleocanthal, that has been shown in research to reduce neuroinflammation and may slow Parkinson's progression. Use it for low to medium heat cooking, and for salad dressings, avocado oil, which has a high smoke point, making it suitable for higher heat cooking, and provides monounsaturated fats that support brain health. Coconut oil contains medium-chain triglycerides that can provide an alternative energy source for brain cells, and has antimicrobial properties that support gut health, though use it in moderation as it is high in saturated fat. Grass-fed butter or ghee in small amounts, which provides beneficial compounds like conjugated linoleic acid and butyrate that support brain and gut health, and for high heat cooking like stir-frying, use avocado oil, which remains stable at high temperatures. One of my patients named Linda had been using corn oil and vegetable oil for all her cooking and eating salad dressings made with soybean oil every single day. Her inflammation markers were sky high, her joint pain was severe, and her Parkinson's symptoms were progressing rapidly. When we switched her to exclusively using extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil and making her own salad dressings with olive oil and lemon juice, her inflammatory markers dropped significantly within 2 months. Her joint pain improved noticeably, and her Parkinson's symptom progression slowed measurably according to her motor function. Scores. The 6th category of forbidden foods is particularly important because these foods are hidden in so many products that people consume daily without realizing it. The sixth category of absolutely forbidden foods for Parkinson's is foods containing MSG, which stands for monosodium glutamate, and hidden glutamate compounds. MSG is a flavor enhancer that makes food taste more savory and delicious, which is why the food industry adds it to thousands of products. But MSG is an excitotoxin, which means it overstimulates neurons, causing them to fire repeatedly until they become damaged or die. This is devastating for people with Parkinson's, whose dopamine neurons are already vulnerable and dying. Here is what makes MSG particularly insidious. It is hidden in ingredient lists under dozens of different names. So even if you avoid products that list MSG, you might be consuming it without knowing the most common. Hidden sources of MSG and free glutamates include hydrolyzed vegetable protein, hydrolyzed plant protein, yeast, extract, autolyzed yeast, textured protein, soy protein, isolate, whey, protein. Isolate natural flavors, which is an umbrella term that can include MSG, glutamic acid, sodium caseinate, and bouillon or broth products that do not specify they are MSG-free. These ingredients are found in countless processed foods, including chips, crackers, soups, frozen dinners, seasoning mixes, salad dressings, and most restaurant foods, particularly Chinese food, fast food, and chain restaurants. Research on MSG and neurological health is concerning. Studies have shown that MSG can cross the blood-brain barrier, particularly when the barrier is compromised, which often occurs in neurodegenerative diseases. And once in the brain, MSG overstimulates neurons, causing oxidative stress, inflammation, and cell death. A study published in the journal Neurotoxicology found that chronic MSG exposure accelerated neurodegeneration in animal models and worsened motor symptoms similar to Parkinson's. So what should you eat instead if you love savory, flavorful foods? The key is using natural flavor enhancers that do not contain MSG or excitotoxins. Excellent alternatives include fresh herbs and spices like garlic, onion, basil, oregano, thyme, rosemary, cumin, and turmeric, which provide incredible flavor, plus anti-inflammatory compounds, nutritional yeast, which has a savory, cheesy flavor and is completely different from yeast extract use. It on popcorn, pasta, or vegetables for umami flavor mushrooms, particularly dried shiitake or porcini, which you can grind into powder and use as a flavor enhancer. Mushrooms provide natural glutamates in a bound form that does not have the same excitotoxic effect as free glutamates in MSG tomatoes, especially sun-dried tomatoes, or tomato paste, which provide rich umami flavor naturally. Sea salt and fresh lemon or lime juice, which enhance and brighten flavors naturally, and homemade bone broth or vegetable broth, which you control completely, knowing exactly what goes into it. One of my patients named Robert was eating frozen dinners almost daily for convenience, thinking he was doing fine because they were labeled as healthy or low sodium. But these dinners were loaded with hidden MSG under names like autolyzed yeast and natural flavors. His tremors were severe and unpredictable. His cognitive function was declining, and he was experiencing severe anxiety when we eliminated all processed foods with hidden MSG and switched him to simple home-cooked meals with fresh ingredients. His transformation was remarkable. His tremors decreased in intensity by about 40%. His cognitive clarity improved dramatically. His anxiety decreased significantly, and he reported feeling calmer and more stable than he had in years. Now let us talk about the seventh and final category of forbidden foods. And these are foods that many people eat, thinking they are making healthy choices. The seventh category of forbidden foods for Parkinson's is high glycemic refined carbohydrates, and this includes white bread, white rice, regular pasta pastries, cookies, cakes, donuts, bagels, and any foods made with white flour or added sugars. Now you might remember from earlier videos that we said carbohydrates do not interfere with levodopa absorption like protein does, and that is true. But that does not mean all carbohydrates are healthy, especially when it comes to Parkinson's progression. Here is why refined carbohydrates are so damaging. Refined carbohydrates are stripped of their fiber and nutrients, leaving just pure starch that breaks down extremely rapidly into sugar, causing dramatic blood sugar spikes. These blood sugar spikes trigger a cascade of harmful processes. First, rapid blood sugar spikes cause increased production of advanced glycation end products or AGEs, which are toxic compounds that damage proteins and cell membranes throughout the body, including in the brain. AGEs increase oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which accelerate Parkinson's progression. Second, high blood sugar levels promote inflammation through multiple pathways, including activation of inflammatory genes and increased production of inflammatory cytokines. Chronic inflammation is one of the key drivers of neurodegeneration. Third, blood sugar spikes followed by crashes create energy instability that worsens Parkinson's fatigue. Many patients tell me they feel exhausted in the afternoons or have severe energy crashes, and this is often directly related to blood sugar instability from eating too many refined carbohydrates. Fourth, high sugar intake and frequent blood sugar spikes lead to insulin resistance over time. And insulin resistance in the brain has been directly linked to faster cognitive decline in Parkinson's patients. Research from Rush University found that Parkinson's patients with insulin resistance had cognitive decline that progressed 3 times faster than patients with normal insulin sensitivity. Fifth, excessive sugar consumption feeds harmful bacteria in the gut and disrupts the microbiome balance, an unhealthy microbiome dominated by sugar. Loving bacteria produces inflammatory compounds that travel through the vagus nerve to the brain, potentially accelerating Parkinson's progression. A major study published in Nature Medicine in 2022 tracked dietary patterns in over 2,000 Parkinson's patients for 5 years. Patients who consumed high amounts of refined carbohydrates and added sugars had motor symptoms that progressed 48% faster than patients who limited refined carbs and ate mostly complex carbohydrates. They also had significantly higher rates of cognitive impairment, depression, and anxiety. So what should you eat instead? The key is switching from refined carbohydrates to complex carbohydrates that contain fiber, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. Excellent complex carbohydrate choices include whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, oats, barley, farro, and whole wheat pasta, which provide steady energy without blood sugar spikes. Legumes like beans, lentils, and chickpeas, which provide both complex carbs and plant-based protein, plus incredible fiber for gut health. Starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes, regular potatoes with the skin, butternut squash, and corn, which provide carbohydrates along with vitamins and minerals. Whole fruits, which contain natural sugars, but also fiber that slows absorption, preventing blood sugar spikes. Plus, they provide powerful antioxidants. And if you love baked goods, look for recipes that use almond flour, coconut flour, or whole grain flours, and are sweetened with small amounts of honey or maple syrup rather than white sugar. One of my patients named Susan was eating cereal with sugar for breakfast, white bread sandwiches for lunch, and pasta with garlic bread for dinner. Her diet was dominated by refined carbohydrates. Her energy levels were terrible with severe crashes. Every afternoon, her tremors were intense and unpredictable, and she had significant brain fog and memory problems when we transitioned her to oatmeal with berries for breakfast, whole grain sandwiches or salads for lunch, and quinoa or brown rice with vegetables for dinner. Her transformation was stunning. Within 3 weeks, her energy stabilized completely. Her afternoon crashes disappeared. Her tremors became noticeably less severe. Her mental clarity improved so dramatically that her husband said it was like having his wife back, and she lost 15 pounds without trying, simply because her blood sugar was stable and she was not experiencing constant cravings. If this comprehensive guide is helping you understand exactly what to eliminate and what to eat instead to support your brain health, I want to strongly encourage you to subscribe to the Beyond Parkinson channel right now. We create evidence-based videos like this every single week, providing detailed practical information specifically for people living with Parkinson's disease. Our videos cover nutrition, medication, optimization, exercise, emerging treatments, and daily living strategies, all designed to help you live better with Parkinson's. Our community of subscribers tells us regularly that the information they find here is more detailed and actionable than what they receive in brief doctor appointments, and many have experienced genuine improvements in their symptoms and quality of life. By implementing the strategies we share, subscribing is completely free and ensures you will be notified every time we publish new content that could help you manage Parkinson's more effectively. Just click the subscribe button below this video right now, and then click the bell icon so you never miss important information. We are building a community of informed, empowered people who refuse to let Parkinson's control their lives, and we would love to have you as part of it. Now let me give you a practical 7-day meal plan that shows you exactly what to eat to avoid all the forbidden foods while still enjoying delicious, satisfying meals. Here is a complete 7-day meal plan that eliminates all forbidden foods and focuses on brain-healthy alternatives. Day 1. Breakfast, steel-cut oatmeal with blueberries, walnuts, and a drizzle of honey. Lunch, large salad with mixed greens, roasted chickpeas, avocado, tomatoes, cucumbers, and olive oil. Lemon dressing. Dinner, baked wild salmon with roasted Brussels sprouts and quinoa. Day 2, breakfast smoothie with banana strawberries. Spinach, almond milk, ground flaxseed, and a touch of almond butter. Lunch, vegetable soup with white beans, and a side of whole grain bread with olive oil. Dinner, stir-fried tofu with broccoli, bell peppers, and brown rice seasoned with fresh ginger and garlic. Day 3, breakfast, whole grain toast with mashed avocado, tomato, and a side of fresh fruit. Lunch, quinoa, bowl with black beans, roasted sweet potato peppers, onions, and salsa. Dinner, roasted chicken breast with green beans and a baked regular potato with olive oil and herbs. Day 4, breakfast, chia pudding made with almond milk, topped with sliced banana and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Lunch, lentil soup with a large mixed green salad and whole grain crackers. Dinner, baked cod with roasted asparagus and wild rice. Day 5, breakfast, buckwheat pancakes made with almond flour, topped with fresh berries and pure maple syrup. Lunch, hummus and vegetable wrap in a whole grain tortilla with cucumber, tomato, lettuce, and shredded carrots. Dinner, turkey meatballs with marinara sauce over whole wheat pasta and a side salad. Day 6, breakfast, overnight oats with almond milk, chia seeds, sliced apple, and cinnamon. Lunch, split pea soup with whole grain bread and a side of raw vegetables. Dinner, grilled chicken with roasted root vegetables, including carrots, parsnips, and beets over a bed of mixed greens. Day 7, breakfast, fruit salad with mixed berries, melon and kiwi, plus a handful of almonds. Lunch, vegetable and bean chili with a small portion of brown rice. Dinner, baked salmon with roasted cauliflower and a large green salad with olive oil dressing. This meal plan provides complete nutrition, eliminates all the forbidden foods, includes plenty of variety to prevent boredom, focuses on anti-inflammatory brain, healthy ingredients, and provides stable energy throughout the day without blood sugar spikes. You can mix and match meals from different days based on your preferences, and you can adjust portion sizes based on your individual needs. The key is that every single meal supports your brain health rather than harming it. Now let me address some common questions about implementing these dietary changes. The first question I always get is, "This feels overwhelming. How do I start?" And my answer is always the same. Do not try to change everything overnight. Pick just one forbidden food category to eliminate. First, maybe you start by eliminating grapefruit and artificial sweeteners, because those are the easiest changes. Make that change consistently for 2 weeks. Notice how you feel and let that success motivate you. Then add the next change, maybe eliminating processed meats, or maybe switching from refined to complex carbohydrates. Continue this gradual approach, adding one change every 2 weeks. And within 4 months, you will have transformed your entire diet without ever feeling overwhelmed or deprived. The second question is, what do I do when I eat out at restaurants or social events? And this is important because isolation is harmful for Parkinson's. Patients who need social connection, here are strategies that work when eating out. Look at the menu online ahead of time and choose the healthiest options. Ask your server about ingredients and request modifications like grilled instead of fried, olive oil instead of butter, and extra vegetables instead of bread. Choose restaurants that offer fresh whole food options, like Mediterranean restaurants or places with extensive salad and vegetable options. Bring your own salad dressing in a small container. If you are very sensitive to vegetable oils, and focus on the social connection and conversation rather than making the meal the central focus. Remember, one imperfect meal in a social setting is not going to undo all your healthy eating. The key is what you do consistently, day after day. The third question is, will I get enough protein if I am avoiding so many protein sources? And the answer is absolutely yes. You can get all the protein you need from the allowed sources: chicken, turkey, fish, beans, lentils, tofu, and limited amounts of grass-fed beef. Remember, we are not eliminating protein. We are just eliminating processed meats and timing protein strategically. Most people need 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, which for a 150-pound person is about 55 to 68 grams, easily achievable with the allowed protein sources. The fourth question is, what about supplements? Should I be taking anything? And this is a great question. While food should always be your first focus, certain supplements can support brain health and Parkinson's. The most evidence-based supplements include omega-3 fish oil to reduce inflammation and support brain health, vitamin D, which most Parkinson's patients are deficient in and which supports dopamine function, coenzyme Q10, which supports mitochondrial function and may slow disease progression, and a high-quality probiotic to support gut health, which influences brain health through the gut-brain axis. Always discuss supplements with your doctor before starting them, especially to check for interactions with your medications for people with Parkinson's who want to slow disease progression, reduce symptoms, and maximize medication effectiveness. Eliminating the 7 categories of forbidden foods we have covered today can be absolutely transformative. First, eliminate grapefruit and grapefruit juice, which interfere dangerously with medication metabolism. Second, eliminate all processed and cured meats, which accelerate neurodegeneration through ages, nitrites, and inflammation. Third, eliminate artificial sweeteners, particularly aspartame, which are neurotoxic and damage brain cells. Fourth, eliminate or drastically reduce alcohol, which kills dopamine, neurons, disrupts sleep, and accelerates cognitive decline. Fifth, eliminate refined vegetable oils, which are highly inflammatory, and replace them with olive oil and avocado oil. Sixth, eliminate MSG and hidden glutamate compounds, which are excitotoxins that kill neurons. And seventh, eliminate refined carbohydrates and added sugars, which spike blood sugar, promote inflammation, and accelerate disease progression. And remember, for every single forbidden food, there is a delicious, healthy alternative that supports your brain health instead of harming it. You do not have to feel deprived. You just have to be informed and intentional about your choices. The patients who make these dietary changes consistently report remarkable improvements: reduced tremors, better energy, more stable moods, improved cognitive function, better medication, effectiveness, and a genuine sense of control over their disease, rather than feeling like victims. I encourage you to start today with just one change and build from there. If this video has given you valuable practical information that you can start using immediately, please subscribe to the Beyond Parkinson channel so you never miss our weekly videos full of evidence-based strategies specifically for people with Parkinson's. Click the subscribe button below and click the bell icon for notifications. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being willing to make difficult changes to protect your brain. And thank you for being part of a community that believes we have more control than we think through informed, intentional choices. I look forward to seeing you in the comments and in our next video, where we will continue exploring practical strategies for living well with Parkinson's. Until then, remember that every single food choice you make is either supporting your brain health or damaging it. Choose wisely, choose consistently, and watch how your body responds with gratitude and improved function.